Hey guys, it's your host, the Vedic Knight, and today I have a special video for you. This is actually a remake of my most popular video. This is what they found in Antarctica. This is basically what they found in Antarctica 2.0 because it's a remake, okay? And let's go ahead and begin. So guys, they have discovered these gigantic landforms as tall as the Eiffel Tower. Now, these gigantic landforms are over 100 volcanoes. So, Antarctica is literally under the ice, is just volcanoes, right? And that's why they have warm land in certain areas above the ice. And the reason it's warm is because you have these volcanoes under it. Now, these structures are as tall as the Eiffel Tower, so there's a lot of space in between, and there's also cave systems. So this free land under the ice, where there's volcanoes, where it's very warm, they have resources. Right? I'm sure the American government, is there, and they're digging up resources there, and maybe other countries like Russia is as well. Okay, so they're under the ice and they're discovering all sorts of strange bones, such as dinosaurs, right? If you don't believe in dinosaurs, then no problem. Pre-Adamites, right? They're discovering fallen angels sleeping. Okay, there's a lot of theories out there, a lot of conspiracies we're gonna discuss in other videos, but I want to just talk to you guys about what could be in these landforms that they're telling us, what's inside the cave systems, because it gets warmer as you go inside, right? Because you're going inside the earth where it gets warmer. So there is more oxygen. Could there be bigger creatures down there? What kind of plant life could they have? Like Lake Vostok, right? There's more oxygen in that lake. And have you guys heard of that story with the experiment with the octopus, right? He can act like people, this octopus, and it killed two scientists when they went down this lake. We'll talk about that in a separate video. But just like the lake, could this also have intelligent life forms? Because if there's more oxygen, the creatures might be more intelligent. And what could be down there is my curiosity. Also, there is actually free land, not just below the ice, but above it.
Rendezvous with him. The smooth shelf roughens. Dark rocks, called nunataks, appear above the ice. Then rugged mountain ranges as far as the eye can see. Bunger leans forward in amazement. His eyes have caught a sudden and unbelievable change in scenery. The universal white has turned to chocolate brown, dotted with blue. A cameraman goes into action. 300 square miles of land without snow. Land that might be in New Mexico or Arizona. Pictures alone will prove Bunger has discovered a warm oasis in the shadow of the pole. It is for such supreme moments as this that men brave the hardships of exploration. The astounding, undreamed of fact is that they are over a chain of warm water lakes whose shores, except for small patches, are free of ice and snow. Commander Bunger circles the largest lake in sight, 5 miles long. He comes in to make a landing. Water temperatures must be recorded. Samples taken. He finds the water fresh. The temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit. On the shores are vast deposits of coal and of minerals.
So guys, do you believe that there could be some strange creatures lurking beneath the ice, right, in the cave systems? Who knows? So what's wrong with Antarctica, and what's going on, and why are they slowly coming out with all this new details about it all the time? Antarctica this, Antarctica that. Antarctica is actually heating up, guys. The entire solar system's heating up. It's not just the Earth. Yes, climate change science makes sense, but what if the sun is heating up, right? They can't even predict the next hurricane, but they tell us the sun's gonna die in 4 billion years. How do you know that? Like, I don't understand that. Mathematics. Well, predict the next earthquake, predict the next hurricane. You can't predict it. You can't. But even then, what I want to know is, are they hiding Atlantis? Are they hiding man-made cities under this ice? And now they're coming out and ready to tell us that yes, there used to be an advanced civilization under the ice, right? Or not under the ice, but before the ice got on, like Noah's flood and the flash flood that probably killed off this civilization. Call it Atlantis, whatever you want to call it, all right? And then now next, what they'll tell us is that we're out of Antarctica. And we used to be very, very intelligent at one point, and then when it froze over, we had to leave and go to the different continents. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. And then you're going to get out of Antarctica theory, right? We're not going to get into that. But now, with all the bones they're finding of giants and these dinosaur bones that are actually dragons, right? They're finding all these bones, and they're all going to disappear. These pre-Adamites, they're all going to disappear because it's a Smithsonian cover-up as well, and you're never going to know about that. But there's certain things they cannot hide, like the pyramids. The pyramids, you know, and how were the pyramids built? They had to have been built by giants or some unknown technology, right? But oh no, they're mountains. Maybe they are mountains. Maybe they are. But the way they are symmetrically put, right? It seems like they might be man-made, and they're huge pyramids. Now, if they're mountains, so be it. Maybe we're wrong. Okay, there's also pyramids underwater off the coast of Cuba. So who knows? There's castles being found there. So just imagine, long time ago, it was just like Europe, you know, castles and knights, and there were people, and there were giants, and there were these dragons. Dinosaurs came way later, you know. There used to be dragons in all ancient mythology. Dragons actually make a lot more sense than dinosaurs, because dinosaurs don't even, they're disproportionate, their bodies. Another topic. Now, unlike my last video in this remake, a lot of you guys pointed out that this individual named Corey Good is, well, he's fake. And doing some research on him, I guess you guys were right. He could just be working for the government, and most whistleblowers, if they give out too much information, they usually go missing or they end up dying. Okay, so thank you guys for opening my mind to that. Next up, I want to talk about Admiral Byrd, and I don't want to take this story for granted like I did on my last video. Admiral Byrd is a very famous admiral at that time, very popular, the youngest admiral that had explored the North. Go up to see if it's round, I understand that, but then again, I have not seen it flat either, so don't keep pushing your propaganda on me, please. Don't harass my comment section of the people that are regular folks just trying to learn about Antarctica here. Now, bigger Earth theory, okay? I personally don't think the Earth is bigger. I do feel that it could be a honeycomb, or it could be hollow. That makes more sense, and perhaps that's what they're trying to cover up. Now, did Admiral Byrd go inside the Earth? Because in many legends, including this one, what happens is that the pirates and many other people, when they're traveling, well, in this case, not the South Pole because of the ice wall, in the North Pole, what they have is that they go into this area right by accident, and they can't really escape it. What happens is the ocean, the water above, the sky itself becomes an ocean. So when they look up in the sky, there's an ocean. It's, you know, it reminds you of One Piece. If anybody watches anime, this is inspired by that. You know, they literally are now in the sky. There's an ocean in the sky. The sky is the ocean, and then they go into Shambhala, the inner earth, right? And there's cave systems in Tibet that now the Chinese have taken over, that the Nazis figured out, and that's why they went into Antarctica first, right? This is a lot more new information, and this is what they found in Antarctica, and slowly they're gonna have to tell us, right? And for the flat earthers out there, it would cost so much more money to fake that the earth is round than it is flat, because if it's flat, then why hide it? Like, it's not gonna change my life. Trump comes out tomorrow, earth is flat. Okay, I'm shocked for 5 minutes, then I'm back to my regular life. I can't do nothing. I know a lot of things in this reality that are wrong. Can I do anything about it? No. Do I like war? No. Do I like going to work every day? No. So there's a lot of things we don't like, but we're gonna do them anyway, are we not? Earth is round, flat, cube, pyramid, doesn't matter. But it would make sense if it's hollow or a honeycomb, and we learn that there is a middle earth and there's an inner earth. Now the legends are coming true. There's more oxygen in the earth. You have bigger creatures. You have these subterranean realms. Then you think to yourself, well, now we don't have to go into outer space on a different planet to look for a good place to live. We can just go inside the earth where we're protective, where we don't get storms because they can't form. You don't have the sun affecting everything, the ionosphere. So anyways, what I'm saying is, could there be an inner earth? Could the earth be a honeycomb? Could you have middle earth? Could you have those elves and spirits and all of that inside the earth? So that's very interesting to look at, that maybe the PSYOP is flat earth, funded by NASA, and people that are actually, they are against everything. They're super programmable because how smart they are. A lot of these flat earthers are not dumb people, but they fall into it because remember, the smarter you are, the more programmable you are. A lot of dumb people don't think. They don't care the earth is flat, around a pyramid. They don't care. But the smart people do care, and then they fall into this paradigm. Careful, research everything, guys. Okay guys, and that's my video for today. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video of Admiral Byrd's interview. I hope you like this remake. I am going to be breaking down smaller topics that I've covered here so you guys can get a better insight upon what's going on in Antarctica and what's gonna go on inside the world. So with that being said, it's been your host, the Vedic Knight. Enjoy the video. I'm out, guys.
It's time for the Longines Chronoscope, a television journal of the important issues of the hour, brought to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A presentation of the Longines Whitnor Watch Company, maker of Longines, the world's most honored watch, and Whitnor, distinguished companion to the world-honored Longines. Good evening, this is Frank Knight. May I introduce our co-editors for this edition of the Longines Chronoscope? Larry Lasser, CBS News correspondent, and Kenneth Crawford, National Affairs Editor of Newsweek magazine. Our very distinguished guest for this evening is Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
The North Pole used to be a no-man's land, but these are the days when, by buying a ticket on a commercial airliner, you can fly across the North Pole and drink a cocktail at the same time. Only 60 or more years ago, about 35 years ago, our guest tonight found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight, and I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous
So
challenge.
there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do.
Well, Admiral, would you say that since you've been to both the extremities of Earth, are these expeditions to such far-off places, are they getting easier because of modern techniques, or is danger still close at hand?
Well, it's a little risky, but nothing like it used to be with the old slow planes and the small cruising radius where we had to put down bases. We replaced the dog teams, and of course that was a big improvement. But now the planes go much faster and they are safer, and they have a much bigger cruising radius. You haven't got the danger of a terribly heavy load.
Admiral, an expedition to which I believe you're the advisor is now en route. What is that expedition doing?
Well, that's the icebreaker Atka, and it's a reconnaissance expedition. It's going down to the South Pole area to make certain observations and to look for some bases. They will be back in April, and they will report back, and upon the information we get from that undertaking, we will base the bigger expedition that's to follow.
Is that very definitely planned, or is that...
That is being planned right now. So I'm willing to say to you that there will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, to the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
Well, Admiral Byrd, I can understand, I think everybody can, the interest in the North Pole because it's so near our greatest challenger, Soviet Russia. But why this interest in the bottom of the world? Nobody living down there, is there?
No, it's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the emperor penguin, a little